One slip, someone's going for 80 yards, and you could lose a game.
The snow continuing to pile up at game time. And off we go from Oakland. That's fielded in the end zone. And the decision to bring it out, a good one, as he's up a yard or two shy of the 30. So here comes the Raider offense now onto the field. They're led out by their quarterback out of Fresno State, Derek Carr.
The thing I like most about Derek Carr's game is not just the right arm and his touch and his ability to find receivers. I think it's his calmness, and I think that transmits itself very well to the rest of the team. They feed off of that, and they go out and play with confidence.
First rep of the game for Josh Jacobs. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. The 20, 10, and all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Josh Jacobs, 72 yards, as his guys are able to strike first here in this opening quarter. Well, they said they wanted to have some explosive runs. How about that one to start the game?
And I would say on the defensive sideline, there's a lot to answer for. Because you spend all week saying, stop the run. I don't care who you're playing. You don't want to get run over. You don't want to get run past. And they have both. Over-committing in the secondary, and he just went stepping past them and is still running, essentially.
One play, and he hits pay dirt. And they'll be set up pretty nicely here as they have it up to the 35-yard line. Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. And he'll lose yardage. Brought down at the 32. A loss of a full 3 yards, and now it's 2nd down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the first down run goes backwards. A play fake to Montgomery. Now Trubisky. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete. Good coverage there by Trayvon Mullen. And let's take a look at the Bears offense.
So let's all work together on this one because it's natural to just watch the football. I want all of us to watch the center of this offensive line, the center and the 2 guards. They've got to be able to control the point of attack, and they didn't do such a good job on that last play. Plenty of opportunities to redeem themselves. They'll have to take advantage of that and start to make progress.
And now the 3rd down throw incomplete as well. So the defense able to get off the field here on 3rd down.
And it's one of the goals of the game. They've got to be effective on passing downs. It's one of the few things defenses chart. How did we do on 3rd down? That's a nice start for them in this one.
Nearly a huge return, as it is still a very good one. 24 yards. And the Raiders will take over now 1st and 10. The Raiders offense now, they trot back out. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in. Because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys.
And that's caught inside the 30. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A big play there. 75 yards. And the Raiders are able to strike quickly for 6. Not a whole lot to recap on that drive. Just one play, 75 yards to the house.
Yeah, it's a long way to go. And remember, rarely is it a straight line 75 yards, too. Got to have a little extra in there. So whatever the final number is, a well-deserved seat on the bench, a little oxygen if he wants it as well.
You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And it's now 14-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. Short kick. It's taken to the 23. And they're going to wind up with pretty good starting field position as they get it up past the 35. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of the teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, Probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. At least 3 points get that 0. Now Trubisky lost the football, and the Raiders pick it up. And they take possession of the football and have it at the 36-yard line.
Whenever we call a game that's in the snow, we have to focus a little bit more, trying to make sure we've got the right numbers on players that we're calling, right? The right guys in the game. Think about the guys on the field. Their focus has to really increase as well because so many things coming at you. You got to make sure that you're really locked in on taking care of the ball.
Or if you don't, you cough it up like they did right there. They're throwing to start the drive, but that one incomplete. Tyrell Williams was the intended target, but it's going to be second down. They'll try again from the 36 on 2nd and 10. To throw again. Carr under a heavy rush, and down he goes.
Well, maybe that can give him a little bit of a pick-me-up, a little bit of a jolt. One of the few things that's gone right defensively.
Because other than that, it's really been a first half to forget. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Forced out to his left. Looking downfield for Jones. And it's knocked away and incomplete. Getting a hand in there and knocking it away, Eddie Jackson.
Well, you've got a receiver here who's got 1 touchdown already in his first quarter, and they were trying to double his pleasure there, wanting to continue to go to the guys already gotten into the end zone. But good coverage to make sure that this time it fell incomplete.
Flushed out right. He's airing it out for Williams. And that is going to be incomplete. The Raiders try it on 4th down, but to no avail. And the Bears will get the football back. So the defense has to stay out and get one more stop. They were able to do it, forcing the incompletion.
So on their record, that goes down as a success.
Now Trubisky lost the football, and the Raiders pick it up. And they'll set up shop in enemy territory at the 45-yard line.
Playing in snow brings so many other factors into the game. It's not just trying to take care of the ball, and we just saw there that that's difficult to do, but just trying to keep your feet and carry out your assignments and make sure you're comfortable while you're out there playing. Are you warm enough in your clothing? A million things going on, but the biggest one, hold on to the ball.
Carr going to give it to Jacobs. Well, they're making a real first-quarter statement with a run game, no doubt.
For those who remember old-school football, running it, establishing things, seeing backs find holes, get through them, they've got to like what they're seeing from this unit so far. Right now, they've decided to, as you said, establish the run game, and they've been successful doing it.
Now Carr. Flush to his right. And now he's going to use his legs. And he's got this down almost to the 20 before he's dropped. Give him 10 that time, escaping the danger, running with it, and picking up a first down.
Well, he did a nice job keeping his eyes downfield, waiting for someone to get open. But once the pressure forced his eyes down to see the rush, it was time to make a break for it.
He's got the first down inside the 10. And he gets it all the way down to the 3. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. One thing's for sure, this defense has to figure out how to stop the ground game. He's eating him up here in the first quarter.
It looks like they have to go to...
And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. Josh Jacobs with his 2nd touchdown in this opening quarter. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. Boy, these guys are off to the races, Charles. 20-0 already, extra point pending.
Yeah, you always hear that term. They just boat race someone. Heck, it's car race, motorcycle race, plane race, whatever you want. Right now, they are sprinting past them.
This one taken from the 7. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
Trubisky. Trying to get it to Robinson, and it's intercepted. Jonathan Abram picks it. And what a return as he brings this one all the way back to the 25-yard line. 21-0 our score after one. Here's Jacobs on 1st and 10. A second broken tackle. And he'll take it into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Josh Jacobs on his way to a monster game. 3 first-half touchdowns. And the Raiders able to extend that advantage. This is becoming quite the half he's had here.
Remember in our pregame meetings, they talked about wanting to run the football and staying with it. Well, when you're scoring this many touchdowns, there's no reason to go away from it, is there? They are off to a fantastic start. They hope it continues.
3 already for him. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And this offense led by Mitchell Trubisky going to make their way back out there. In second quarter, they're down big already. He's struggling as well. They've got to find something here. He's got to find something on this drive.
And sometimes you take on all that extra pressure on yourself, and maybe you have to disperse it a little bit. Lean on some other people, lean on your teammates, find someone who can take the pressure off and get the ball in their hands for a while.
Or this, if he doesn't, this is getting out of hand, or it could get worse. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. That one a gain of 20 and a first down. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another 1st and 10. First down, a run with Cohen. Oh, Cohen lost the football. And the Raiders pick it up. And his crew will take over at their own 45-yard line.
The psychology of the game never ceases to amaze me, because you would think there would never be a fumble from what we hear from coaches all the time, right?
And how much they practice not fumbling.
Practice it, preach it, talk about it all the time. You would think no one would ever turn it over. Yet they are humans out there running.
And he's free going down the left side. It's a foot race. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Josh Jacobs on his way to a historic performance. 4 first-half touchdowns as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the route is on here in this first half. I'm not sure if they drew that play up to score, but it scored indeed. One play on the ground and into the end zone for 6. And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Tariq Cohen and the rest of the offense heading back out there. And for him, it's been pretty limited involvement down on the scoreboard. Maybe time to turn to this guy.
And you know me well. Winning games to me means...
Now Trubisky lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back. Because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, the teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Nothing there, no gain, and now they're looking at a 3rd and 15. Here's Trubisky to throw. Nowhere to go here. He lost the football. So it goes as a fumble, but the key thing, not a fumble loss.
Yeah, that stat's big, isn't it? I mean, I remember watching teams play. The ball might be on the ground a number of times during the game, but the other team doesn't get it. That's a huge difference in the ball game. And in this case, they were able to retain possession.
And now off to the races, down the right side. Touchdown, Raiders.
Well, it certainly feels like that kind of game, doesn't it? No matter what they do, it's going to work. That might be the absolute crusher right there. A punt return for a touchdown.
Feels like there's been a lot of crushers in this game. This lead just gets bigger. Carlson on for the PAT. And the route is on here in this first half. So his big play capability in full display there as he's able to return that punt for a touchdown. So after surrendering the punt return for a score, let's see what they can do in turn on this kickoff. This is taken just shy of the 10 here. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. It hasn't gone particularly well for them. That's obvious. In these conditions, no points so far. They've got to get that offense on track. The question, how do they do it?
It is the age-old question, isn't it? And to me, finding a way to make sure your playmakers touch the ball without it being too exotic. Meaning you don't have to go deep down the field. Maybe you hit them on those short passes on the perimeter. Make sure you just turn around and hand it to your best runner and get out of the way. Don't cause any extra stress on your offense.
A reminder, coming up at halftime, while the two of us head for warmer areas of the press box, we'll be sending you to Orlando, where Jonathan Coachman will have highlights and analysis of this first half. Now left side on the swing pass. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line. Looking to throw again on second down. Trubisky, his throw incomplete. Trey Burton, the one he was looking for. And it's third down. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Now it's Trubisky. The screen pass here to Cohen. And he'll be brought down, losing yardage back at the 40. It's a loss of a full 3 yards, and it brings up fourth down. Well, you can see what they wanted to do. They wanted to set up the screen there, but it got blown up.
It's hard to run that play if you're not getting a lot of pressure at the quarterback because the space doesn't open up. They were able to read that one and slow it down and stop it before they could get a first down.
A very good return that time. 18 yards. The Oakland offense about ready to start this next drive. To throw, it's Carr. Breaks the tackle. He's got room to run. And they're going to have this across midfield and inside the 45. The Raiders going to use one of their timeouts as they'll stop the clock with 26 seconds to go until halftime. Carr now on first down. Being chased out left. And he gets this inside the 35-yard line. Now the Raiders going to go ahead and use the second of their timeouts as they'll stop it with 14 seconds to go in this first half. Carr now on first down. Oh, that was dangerous. Threw it into coverage, almost picked, but instead they'll keep it on second down. Now Carr, after the incomplete pass, brings him up 2nd and 10. Buying time to his left. And with just 1 second remaining in the first half, they'll call the timeout. So with 1 second left in the half, on is the field goal unit. Spotted at the left hash, this from 45. And his kick is absolutely perfect. And that will do it for this first half. So we've reached halftime, and just like that, on we head to half number 2. Not much has changed since we left you at halftime. The snow still continuing to fall as we are back underway. This one taken from the 7. And it's a pretty good return here as he'll get it up to the 29-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And that first half, one to forget really on both sides of the ball. They got to find some way to string something together here, don't they?
Yeah, they're down big right now. So as you mentioned, trying to find something to string together, get some consistency, something sustained, maybe calm their whole team down and find a way to get back in this one.
Yeah, because right now you're down big, you're being shut out. Let's see if this is the drive that kind of kickstarts them. Another throw on second down, and this one incomplete as well. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. Now the throw on 3rd down, knocked away and incomplete. The rookie there defensively to knock it away, Trayvon Mullen. Another drive comes and goes, still nothing on the scoreboard.
Yeah, and when the second half comes, you know, it's real easy to get discouraged and wonder if you're ever going to get things started. You just got to fight through it. Got to keep pounding away.
And a great job here. This is going to turn out to be a beauty. This is marked down at about the 3-yard line.
That is how you flip field position. That's an absolute bomb of a punt. Downs it inside the 5-yard line. Absolutely ideal.
And from that position, you're hoping to get it down inside the 15, inside the 5. Superb. And they'll get him down up past the 15. 14 yards is the pickup there at a Raider first. So a little breathing room now. 1st and 10 at the 17. He's got a first down and more past the 30. And all the way up to the 35-yard line. Solid gain of 18 and a Raider first down. They'll run on first down. Jacobs.
They're trying to show you they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, put a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And taking it right down Broadway. And all the way in. Touchdown, Oakland. Josh Jacobs, 65 yards as his guys continue to pour it on. This offense, they were dynamic in the first half. The halftime break, that didn't slow them down at all. Big strike here in the 3rd quarter.
It's almost as if they were saying, it's not just our skill in the first half that's getting this done, it's confidence as well. And confidence has taken over this game in a big way. How about these strikes that we're seeing?
This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return here. He gets it out to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. These guys had to punt their last possession, and that's become too familiar of a refrain. Too many of these drives just wound up going nowhere.
But you know how in baseball, when the pitcher gets a base hit and he's on base, they bring his jacket out to him to keep him warm? A lot of times the punter goes to the sideline, puts on sweatpants or a wrap over his leg to keep it warm. He might need a massage from the trainer right now from all the work he's getting.
Now, meanwhile, here's a second down throw that's knocked away and incomplete. It was Darryl Worley there to knock that one free. These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. Gonna whip into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked by Trayvon Mullen. Escapes the defender.
Well, so much of playing quarterback in the snow comes down to trying not to do too much. You've got to just keep telling yourself, throws downfield we've run every day in practice all year. But guess what? They suddenly become more difficult. And this one gets away from him and winds up an interception.
Now after the INT, it's Carr. That's caught by his tight end, Foster Moreau. And they'll get him down after a pickup of 8, 2nd and 2.
Ah, that's tough to play zone defense when they can just curl up right there in front of you.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, we talk about finding the soft spot. Defensively, how do you make sure they don't find the soft spot like they did there? And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Carr and the Raiders following the sack, looking up at a 3rd and long. Carr now to throw. Looking downfield for Jones. And that will be incomplete. Well, they weren't scared to let it fly, but it falls to the ground and brings up 4th down.
Not only was the call spot on, how about the execution of that defense right there? Zone was absolutely locked up tight. He was trying to force it in there on 3rd down.
But if there's a time to force it, he felt like he needed to make a play, right?
Yeah, exactly right. 3rd down, you got to try and find something. There's nothing available there for him.
He may try and run for this. And another mistake here defensively as a flag is down on the tackle, and that's going to tack on 15 more. Officials so cognizant of that call nowadays, but that one looked pretty easy.
Yeah, you're right. They took out of their hands having to wonder whether it's a 5-yard or a 15-yard inadvertent or not. Now, it's a lot easier. You see it, you call it.
And he'll be brought down. Oh, that's a face mask. Certainly looked like it. Indeed, here come the flags.
Defense.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to.
And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. Taking it in from 4 yards out. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in.
And this is the kind of day a running back dreams of. They keep handing him the ball, and he keeps taking it in for touchdowns.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will swell by one more. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. This one taken from the 7. And he'll take it past the 25 and up to the 28-yard line. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. They are right now just ice cold. I mean, they have struggled big time in this game, and they're getting blown out. How do they adjust?
So tough because we always talk about it being a team game, and you need all 11 working well together. But every now and then, partner, you need that one guy who could make a play against all odds that maybe can ignite things. And I think that's what they're looking for right now.
Yeah, you talk about going to your playmakers. They probably need to do it.
Find someone that you're used to touching the football that makes big plays and give them that opportunity to maybe wake up everyone else.
And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked by Darryl Worley. And the Raiders are in for 6. Touchdown. This D wanted to put it away before we even get to the 4th quarter, widening that margin a bit further.
And while they won't just empty the bench just yet, if you're a backup, start loosening up. I think you'll get a chance to play before this one is over now with that type of a cushion.
Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And that will extend this big lead. So they throw the pick 6. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. This one taken from the 7. And not a bad return. Here he gets it out to the 25-yard line. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And fresh off the pick 6. They've got to forget about that quickly.
In this case now, the guy throwing the ball, he's got to be like what we talk about with defensive backs who get beat for a long touchdown. Short-term memory, right back out there doing the things that he does best, and knowing that taking care of the ball is paramount. Here's his opportunity.
It all comes back to those defensive backs for the former DB, right?
I don't know where that comes from. It just kind of emerges out of me for some reason.
Deep in there, right? These guys have punted 4 times already, and they're staring at a 5th, barring a conversion here on 3rd down. And Robinson with a big catch. That goes for a gain of 31. Now, this will probably be the last play of the quarter. And that is going to do it for this 3rd quarter of action. We'll return with more after this break. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports.
Check 55 to Mike. Hey, let's get this.
On 1st down, Trubisky toward the left sideline, but it's incomplete. Allen Robinson, the intended receiver. That'll bring up 2nd down. So 2nd down, still 10 yards to go. Ball on the 43. Now Trubisky to throw. He completes this into the hands of Miller. And he'll get it down here to the 43. That catch good for only a yard, and it'll be 3rd down. This defense tightening up a bit. That last catch just 1 yard. Making it 3rd and 9. This one into the hands of Burton. And they went the wrong way there. Losing yardage back at the 43-yard line.
Well, I know it goes against the instincts of the person catching the ball because all you're ever taught is catch the football, don't drop it.
But drop it there.
Yeah, in that situation, dropping it would have been better. End up losing yardage, even though they completed the pass.
As good as a sack.
Yeah, how about that? Although they won't get the same credit for it, and it won't help them at contract time.
And now Oakland ready to take the field. And this game comfortably in hand. The scoreboard speaks for itself, but you still got your starting quarterback out there. When do you go to the backup, let him get some time?
And that's one of the great questions in the NFL, Brandon, because I'm just going to tell you, in the 2015 season, I commentated on 3 games in a row. They were blowouts. And in none of them did the starting quarterback ever come out of the game for the team that had a big lead. And in each instance, I asked the coaches later on, why didn't you do that? And they all looked at me and said, just don't really do that in the NFL. These guys play, and we just play them all the way through. Now, in certain situations, they will take them out, but for the most part, they're not as worried and concerned about getting them out of the game. And that's always puzzled me a little bit.
And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. A Raider first down, 17 yards. A strong broken tackle on that one. And then they get him to the ground just shy of the 15. He'll get a nice chunk there on the first down run, and it's 2nd and 4. And he is in. Touchdown, Raiders. A 16-yard touchdown run as his guys continue to put this one out of reach. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. The Bears offense ready to go for their next drive. And let's face it, this drive is not going to have any bearing on this game, but it's kind of important for one reason, isn't it?
It certainly is. You got to get points. And okay, all right, I'm being facetious here. But you get points, you feel a little bit better about yourself as you move on to the next one.
Now the first play of the drive there is incomplete. Second and 10. It's Trubisky again. Sliding up. Now Trubisky lost the football. And the Raiders have recovered.
We're going to shut you down. We're going to shut you down.
Okay, this isn't one where you want to take the game tape and hold it up as an example, do you? I mean, you talk about frustrating all the way through. And that last error, I think that crystallizes it, doesn't it?
Absolutely. That's been representative of their entire game still being shut out. It's a really nice 15-yard pickup, and now it's 1st and goal. And he fights his way into the end zone for a Raider touchdown. A 3-yard touchdown run. And the Raiders take advantage of field position on the turnover to cash this one in. Extra point by Carlson, up and good. And the lead will swell by 1 more. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. At the line, prepping for their next drive, the Bears offense. And they had the fumble last time that led to a touchdown. That's a no-no. We'll see what they do here this go-around.
A big no-no. Put that in capital letters. Turning it over, the other team takes it down and scores. That can be a deflator for a football team. Now it's up to the offense to get back out on the field and pick things up.
They're out there. We'll see if they can pick those things back up. Call it an 8-yard gain. Much better shape now on 3rd and just a yard. On 3rd and 1, it's Trubisky. And that is incomplete. Another incompletion. You know, it's a wonder he's still moving around back there the number of times he's been sacked.
Yeah, he's staying out there, isn't he? And you don't think about it much in a game like this, but he's showing incredible leadership. Still competing, still fighting, not taking himself out of a ball game that appears lost.
Just bowling over tacklers. Now we are inside of 2 minutes left in this lopsided affair. So it's Raider football as we get you reset. And they have just about put this one on ice as they've got it here, 1st and 10. On the ground, it's Jacobs to start the drive. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. Danny Trevathan there to bring him down. They'll stay on the ground with Jacobs. And for one of the few times here today, this run's not going to go anywhere. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a 3rd down. On 3rd down, here comes Jacobs.
Perfectly designed blitz right there. They took that one from the grease board to the field because they were able to free up their linebacker to get into the backfield and spill the play.
It's a gain of 5, but it'll lead to a 4th down. This late in the game, Charles, I think you maybe seriously have to think about going for it.
Especially where they are in terms of field position.
Weaving through traffic, and now he's free. And they're going to score again. Yet another touchdown as they just add to their totals. Well, I'm just not sure what more we can say about him after that one.
But we're certainly going to give it a try, aren't we? Because I believe we're watching greatness personified. It has not mattered all game long where they've handed him the football. He's taken it and found the end zone. He is so locked into that so-called zone, I don't think they're going to get him out of it in this one.
Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Chicago offense coming back out onto the field. They are just obviously getting shellacked here in this one, Charles. What's the message if you're a coach for this final drive in a lopsided game like this?
For a lot of coaches,
be honest.
Don't forget today. Don't forget what has happened out here.
Use that as ammo going forward.
Take a great look at that scoreboard. Realize how poorly everything went for us today. Coaching, playing, the whole deal. And never forget it, because
you're not going to want that feeling.
No, you don't want that feeling again. And who knows? You may meet up with this team again.
Draw play here. Trubisky gives to Cohen. And they're going to get him behind the line yet again as his nightmare afternoon continues. So this one, a victory for the Oakland Raiders. And I tell you what, Charles, this might be about as good as it gets. They were incredible.
Yeah, offense was in fine form. The defense threw the shutout at them. I think they worked in concert together. What I like about the offense was they held the ball pretty well. You know, time of possession, exactly what they were looking for in this one. And that helped out their defense. Didn't have to be out there the entire time. So when you do that and you're out there fresh playing, off a little extra spring in your step, and it showed up in this one.
They had a ton of spring in their step. Impressive victory. That'll do it for us. For Charles Davis and all our hardworking crew, I'm Brandon Gaudin. You've been watching the NFL on EA Sports. For more,